buildings, Stanley Park, noise, actual garbage, and this parking meter. What do they all have in common?
Well, those are all things that our local government is responsible for in some way. Now, there's an election for that local government happening on October 20th, and maybe you have some questions, like, what is local government? And why should I care? And why am I here? And what is the meaning of life? Never mind, here's the video.
You probably know that there's our federal government, with the Prime Minister and members of Parliament representing our national interests. Then there's our provincial government, with the Premier and members of Legislative Assembly representing our provincial interests.
If you forgot any of that, your high school social studies teacher is very disappointed with you right now.
Well, up for election this October is our local government, with a mayor and councillors representing our... well, actually, that's where it gets a bit more complicated.
In this election, we're voting for the mayor and the councillors, but we're also voting for the school board, and if you live in Vancouver, the park board as well. I hope that makes sense.
But Metro Vancouver isn't having just one election, we're having 21. You see, Metro Vancouver is actually a group of 21 municipalities, featuring super original names such as the District of North Vancouver, City of North Vancouver, Langley Township, Langley City, and West Vancouver, which is not to be confused with Vancouver's West End, which is not to be confused with the actual frickin' western part of Vancouver. Each of those municipalities is technically their own city, with their own local government, their own mayor, and their own councillors. There's also Swanson First Nation and Electoral District A, which includes UBC.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty neat.
But we don't stop there. We also have an overarching regional government called the Metro Vancouver Regional District, which is composed of representatives from each of the 21 municipalities, as well as Swanson First Nation and Electoral District A and UBC. They're responsible for things like running water, waste, sewage, air quality, and generally helping all the municipalities get along.
All right, thank you. That's really good to know.
Then there's TransLink, the statutory authority responsible for transportation between the municipalities, such as roads, bridges, SkyTrains, buses, sea buses, and cycling. That organization is governed by the Mayor's Council, which is composed of the mayors from each municipality, the chief of Swanson First Nation, and, plot twist, no Electoral District A and UBC.
Oh my god.
Now if that kind of makes you want to pull your hair out, it's okay. We're going to be okay. Deep breaths.
All you need to know right now is that you're voting for the mayor and councillors in your city.
Okay, let's talk about the mayor and council. What do they do?
Well, they hold council meetings at City Hall to make decisions on issues regarding our cities. The mayor runs the meetings, and the councillors and mayor vote on matters as they come up. These council meetings are also open to the public, where anyone can sign up to speak on a certain issue, or just watch if you're into that kind of thing. Quality entertainment. So what does City Council meet about? Well, that's all outlined in the Local Government Act. Vancouver is special, so it gets its own act, called the Vancouver Charter, but both are great bedside reading materials. Some of the issues up for discussion include things like,
Where do bike lanes go? Or should we even have bike lanes?
Should we ban straws? How much noise should we allow in our neighborhood so that residents around here can get quiet?
How much money goes towards arts and culture, like the Orpheum or the Queen Elizabeth Theatre? Property taxes, the very popular subject of how much money you pay for the services you receive on the land you own.
a very important role of the local government is deciding what gets built in our cities. They set rules for each property, called land use bylaws, saying what can and cannot be built on the land. You ever wonder why West Broadway has so many businesses on it, but not another street? Well, that's because City Council voted to have the bylaws make it that way.
Now, there is a lot more that I can get into for this section, but the Local Government Act is 410 pages long, and I've got other things to do, like eating and sleeping and playing badminton. So, on to the next thing.
So you might be wondering, why does this all matter?
We want to let you know that on October 20th, there are municipal elections happening in BC.
So let's talk about it. I'm Veronica.
And I'm Teska, and we're the co-founders and co-directors of CityHive.
And CityHive is an organization based here that's on a mission to transform the way that young people are engaged in shaping their cities.
So let's talk voting.
Metro Vancouver cities have an at-large voting system, which means that elected positions can be taken up by anyone from anywhere in the city. So on election day, you're voting to fill all of those elected positions. For example, in Vancouver, you're going to be voting for up to 10 councillors and the mayor.
In order to qualify to vote, you need to have lived in your city for at least 6 months, be at least 18 years old, and be a Canadian citizen. On voting day, head over to the polls with 2 pieces of ID that proves who you are and where you live. And if you're a real cheater, you can also advance vote. Find out by visiting your city website.
Well, thanks for making it to the end of this video. Now, this is the part where I tell you that your local government is important, that it affects your everyday life, and on October 20th, you should really get out there. Go to the polls, and oh, is that Justin Trudeau? Oh my God.
Can I get a selfie?